not maybe, but some guy got denied a tattoo because of he was HIV. Fuck, I'm fucking up right now.
Yeah.
Baby, I need to know.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Chec Box. This is episode 18, and I am your host, Chec, and I'm joined by none other than HP, Alec, Kenneth, and our newest member to the Chec Box, Amber Almodovar. Word. Make some noise for Amber. Guys. She's going to be bringing some more.
Good.
Oh, yes. She's going to be bringing some female insight to these topics that we do, man. Definitely needed that.
We seriously do.
Yes, exactly. So really quick, guys, welcome to the Chec Box. Like I said, I'm Chec. Just a quick reminder to follow us on all platforms. That includes Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. That is at THECHECBOX. Please support by turning on those post notifications so that way you know whenever we post some new content. And, of course, leave some comments and your thoughts under all the platforms. Talk to us. We're extremely active. We pretty much run the show because of you guys. And
give us those ideas, man. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, guys. So we're going to do something new today, all right? This is going to be a nice little segment. Episode, rather, series, I guess
series
you could
of
say.
Segments.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
Called Social Media Highlights. So this is basically essentially where we just talk about some things that have just been flooding our timelines through the past week. And I just feel like some of them are pretty necessary to speak about. In this particular episode, we're going to be talking about pretty much like provocative, controversial posts, I would say.
These are things that are circulating the web right now, the ether, and, that it made us, spark conversation with us. So I think, it'll be awesome to bring this shit up, man.
SMH segment?
I think we should because
I know it says social media highlights here on the paper right here.
Yeah, that's
but I looked down and I saw SMH
shaking
and I'm like,
my head.
I mean, that was like kind of intentional. Yeah. So
you just put me on to that.
I love that.
I was looking
actually,
at that and I was just like, yo, damn. Like,
I thought about it, but I
shaking my
did
head
say
for?
something. I was just like, Amber.
that was kind of
so
intentional.
Yeah. SMH segment.
I actually I saw that and I excited. I'm like shaking my head,
Yeah.
and then he's like social media highlights. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I get the memo, so.
Nah, it's all good, man. We're all pretty late to the party with that. But yeah, guys, and one of the posts I actually ran into that caught me off guard. I was just scrolling. Beautiful model, laid back, beautiful
Gorgeous.
lips, sharp jawline,
Exotic.
and pretty. Yeah, she did. She definitely did look that way. And next thing I know, I just seen like some hairy ass armpits. I go, it kind of threw me off.
100%. I mean, she was laid back,
Yeah.
fucking gorgeous. She looked like looked some sort of like Caribbean, Dominican.
Yeah.
I mean, you can judge for yourself.
Yeah, so we did some more research, and Alex found some pictures from a Bazaar Nike ad. Bazaar had a model up there with some hairy armpits.
That's the model I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
One, yeah.
Emily. I really don't even want to try to pronounce her last name because I'm just going to butcher it.
She's very well known, though.
She is. Ratachkowski.
Yeah.
That's the best way to say it.
Yeah, that was done
Sorry
very well.
if
Yeah.
we murder your last
Thank
My
you.
name ain't even easy, so.
Yeah, but, I mean, how do y'all feel about that? Like, Ken, what's your thought on just female and armpit hair, man?
I mean, listen, if you like it, you go ahead and do it, but that ain't something that I like, for sure. I don't even like armpit hair myself, really. But,
Okay, so you shave your armpits?
yeah.
You shave your armpits, really?
Oh, boy.
I did not know that.
Why you violating
I
my
didn't know
man's for? I wouldn't expect that. I thought you was keeping that.
Okay,
as a
so
lifter.
like
that's the thing. That's exactly why I cut it, because I get self-conscious about people seeing my armpit hair.
Are you serious?
You should let it show.
Really?
You're
I used to
man.
feel like that, bro. I used to feel like that. Now I
Let it
embrace it.
breathe.
Bro. That's
Especially
crazy.
when you're
You
wearing
know?
a singlet and it just feels like all the sweat and all
Tell
the
these
air is just
females
like,
that
Yo,
they
my
don't.
mans, do what you do.
They don't know.
No, you
Facts.
could do
He's
what
saving
you
that shit
do,
in there,
bro.
yeah. It's just I
As
just
long
don't like
as,
people
listen,
it's just weird.
because it don't matter whether you shave it or not. That shit needs to get deodorized.
Of course, but I'm
You
just
feel
saying,
me? So
like-
that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
Are
it
we
is.
using deodorant? You feel, there you go.
But the shit is, it's not even that. Like when you shave it, it comes back, and in the process of growing
That
back,
prickly
that
stage.
prickly stage is the fucking devil, bro. It's literally like it's the worst. So
Yeah,
like
I'm not gonna lie, I've never shaved
Might as
my
well go
armpits.
get it right.
I've shaved them like twice just to see how it would feel, and first of all, I didn't like how it looked. I just looked like a little fucking kid.
Yo,
Like I mean, it's same thing when like when you
Sorry,
shave all your
Kenneth.
pubes,
Sorry.
bro. Like when you shave all your pubes, bro. Like that, it just looks crazy. At the end of the day, it's like I don't know. Like and then when it's growing back, like even like when you shave your balls too, like you know that prickly thing when it comes back.
That's
It, like, it's
understandable.
like-
That's
it's like
understandable.
it's like
That
damn.
I don't know. I can't. I like. Maybe it's just me. Sorry. Maybe it's just me, but I like a man with hair. Like I
I
feel
don't
like
think that's
that's
just
what
you.
that's what
No,
makes.
it's definitely
No,
not just
there's
you.
definitely
Definitely
a
not.
lot of females out there that we like a man's man. Like I like my man to be hairy, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like. If you don't want to shave your dick, I'm not gonna over here tell you not to. Just maybe trim it if it gets a little crazy.
Type,
You know what I'm
type.
saying? Think about me. But other than that,
Keep the grass cut.
nah.
At what point is too much? Like do with your fingers, like the amount the length of hair,
Well, just take a,
the length of hair.
take a
like if
guesstimate at
it's just like
centimeters.
wild, like you
No,
know
I mean
what I'm
like I
saying?
mean no, I mean like what how long is too long? Like how
I
like
don't think it's the length of hair.
I don't know. I've never pulled it or something like
yeah, but
that.
no, but the craziness is a function of the length.
What are the millimeters?
but you can
No,
have like
no,
really
no.
long ones.
I'm
that be,
just
like,
saying
trimmed down.
that I think Kenneth, if you want to let it rock and like you know what I'm saying, let it rock.
Thank
But if
you.
No,
you
for
like
sure.
to shave it, then you do what you gotta do.
Okay.
Yo,
Alright.
what's crazy is that when I was younger, I was like so experimental in the sense I deadass shaved my whole body, bro. Like I was like, yo, I shaved
Yo, this man used to shave his armpits all the time.
the facts
That's why-
all the
that's why
time.
find
I feel like it's a
disappointing.
baseball player
Exactly.
thing, though. You guys are
Well-
you guys will even shave your.
When it makes you more
head.
aerodynamic when you're like running.
Yo,
That was literally
Yo,
the excuse
no.
that I got one time, and I was just like, I don't understand.
Yeah, perfect.
Rest in peace to my boy Edric. His son,
Facts, alright.
he used to fucking
Indeed,
shave his
though.
forearms, yo. Plus, he used to shave his forearms. It was crazy.
So that when he's pitching, it's just like it's just, oh, okay.
But he used to like shaving his he liked his arms being looking smooth.
It'd be
I
like
mean,
that.
My man was pulling.
I know a female that did that too.
What's the word?
Like females, some females they shave.
A lot of
Oh no
Spanish
no
women shave their
females
arms.
yeah because you know I mean and I think we should
I don't-
be getting back a little bit to the female aspect of things because like how do you like for Nario, right, how do you feel about like let's say if you're a girl, right, you're with her, right, and she just said one day, listen, I just don't want to like you already went through like and you've been with her and she was always shaved and she just one day she's like, yo, I don't want to shave anymore. Like how would you feel? Like what would you do?
I mean, I'll be like, all right.
Armpits, like I mean like
That color.
like
Wait, just armpits or everything?
like armpits,
Right.
Throw everything.
all that.
Ugh.
Like she just wanted to let it shine.
I would be like, listen, alright, whatever. Like, it depends where she's at currently. And let's say she's like, whatever, valid. I'm gonna just take it as it is for now. when it starts getting to a point, I'm gonna just let it rock to see.
You're gonna tolerate it.
You
I'm
get to
gonna
see
see
your
what she's
tolerance.
about. Maybe she decides fuck this and whatever. I'm like, alright,
Shaves.
whatever. Let it rock for a little bit. But once it gets crazy, we're gonna have a conversation, and then we take it from there. But
What if she refuses? What if you
How you
want
gonna
to?
find the coochie?
I mean,
How you gonna find it?
then it's just then it's on you. At that point, it's like, what do you want to do from here?
Deadass. That's
Are you gonna? Yeah.
That's true.
Is it a potential deal breaker, Josh? Like, do
Um,
you think?
It depends how hardcore she is. Girl is on it.
it wouldn't really be like a deal breaker as a barber. I mean, you know, I might have to
Like,
snip under the panty, nigga. Like, nah, I mean, there is a limit. I can't tell you what that limit is because I don't think I've ever even reached that. It's not a deal breaker though. I wouldn't say that. The armpit shit though, that's a little different because I feel like that could poke out of a t-shirt or a blouse, whatever. And I feel like, unfortunately, that's really not socially accepted, for lack of a better term, around where I'm at. I want to say, just, you feel me? That niggas will come out like, yo, why your shorty got these armpits?
Yeah,
Nigga, I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, I don't know, bro. You feel me?
You know, it's crazy. I was actually at a wedding. And one of just recently, and I think it was like one of the family members. I don't know from whose side it was, and like she was wearing a dress that looked beautiful and everything, and she was rocking hairy armpits, like literally like OD.
How'd you feel about that?
again, to each their own. That's fine. Like, do your thing. I remember even Sade,
right, I mean,
a really close friend of ours. Like Sade,
Yeah,
she
shout
loved
out
doing that
Sade.
shit. She likes to shout out to Sade. Word.
Shawty, what up?
She
What it
she even like dyes her shit and like she has fun with it. I'm just like I mean like you're doing
Love
too
it.
much and when I'm around her like I'll exaggerate. I'll be like like I'll just be dying. I'll be like yo get that shit. Don't lift up your arm. Stop it.
She be
Nah,
probably
be-
fucking with you.
Yeah, no, it's just it bothers me. I'm not gonna front. Like it does, and I'm just really curious as to where that comes from. Like where did we like?
It's a reactionary, I think.
Yeah, but where? Like it's obviously reactionary, but like where did it come from? Like where? Like I don't know.
It comes from I think like the
Back in
beauty
the
standards.
days,
It's like
yeah.
because like I feel like it's like one of those things like women are supposed to be trim, slim, good
Throughout
looking all the
time, I
time.
feel.
So they're kind of just like
Crazy.
saying, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna just rock my armpits the way they are, and that's it.
So you feel like maybe like if like in the back in the day, like the OG days when model or like let's say like you were just all you knew was models with hair, you would find that would be your standard of beauty. Is that what your argument?
I think it definitely.
Oh,
would.
like
You wouldn't
like
see it
hairless
as a
armpits is what you're saying.
I like that shit.
No, like for example, if all you knew were models
with armpit hair.
with armpit hair,
You would
from-
like it.
you would like it.
And we probably look at the women
If
with
you
the
grew up
shaved
and all
armpits. Like,
female models were bald, like you would like it.
That's sick shit.
That's-
Isn't that crazy?
that's just
Condition.
the
Yeah,
norm.
man.
Like little
It's just scary.
little robots.
I think it depends. I don't know. It depends.
I mean, at the end of the day, to me, like to each their own. Like everybody's saying, you feel me?
100%.
However, like,
Not for me, it's not for me, bro. It's not for me.
It's not for me. It's not for me.
Definitely.
I'm gonna give it a no.
Yeah, actually, like,
If I'm with a girl, man, she try to pull that, I'd be like I said, man, I don't know, that'd be crazy.
Amber, would you ever grow your hair?
No,
You wouldn't even give it a try. What's the longest you let it get to?
Nothing. I
the
bet.
prickly stage.
The prickly. That's
Stubble. Yeah, and I can deal with
And
that.
that's like
fine.
if I'm
That's
just
fine.
like homebody, like I know I'm not gonna see any, like nobody's really gonna see that. I got a little lazy, but like then it starts bothering me. Like it's annoying, so it's like, nah, I gotta shave.
Yeah, that prickly stage is
Nah.
like we said, crazy.
I
I don't know.
definitely-
I can't see myself
feels
growing
crazy.
hair. I just feel like I sweat a lot as a person, not for nothing. So I just feel like it would just be too much.
for real. Nah, I hear that. I hear that.
100%.
Moving on though, guys. Alec, you actually ran into a very, very interesting post. Regarding to that.
I did.
Word.
And this is actually gonna open up a bigger conversation
It
that
is.
I really want to like get
It really
into.
is.
But so I saw this post. It was a man that he actually had got denied. I believe his name is what was it DJ Bullock? Okay, and I'm sure not a DJ. His literal name is DEEJ.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
not
like a
DJ,
DJ.
not like not yeah,
Oh, this
not
whole
not,
time-
not a
even
DJ.
when we're talking about
this
it
whole
before,
yeah,
I'm
no.
talking about a DJ.
Yo,
No,
this
no,
whole
he's-
time
nah.
I'm thinking he's an actual DJ. Okay,
Nah,
sorry,
nah, nah.
yeah.
I would have wrote DJ.
Yeah,
Some people, they be experimenting. All right,
and I'm sure he's not the only one. Okay,
Facts. This is just the one you ran into.
right. I'm pretty sure this is the only one that
Wasn't the
put it
first
to the
one.
news. HIV positive, goes into a tattoo shop, and long story short, gets denied the tattoo job. How do we feel about that? Like how like do you think that it is the right of the tattoo artist to have discretion on who he tattoos and who he doesn't based off of
Blood type and shit.
well
Well, not blood type. Excuse me.
condition.
Condition. There
Right.
you go.
Medical condition.
Can I open with this? Is
You
somebody
can
else?
totally, because I feel like you're in the closest line of work that deals with,
Right. I literally take a test
Right.
in order to become a barber. Okay. Clearly, you guys have to stay sanitized at all times, especially with when blood is something that can actually come during your service. So, I think the artist is wrong. I think he should tattoo him. Now, I understand
Okay.
that. I have a tattoo, so I know the process. You do bleed throughout the whole tattoo.
right. Right.
However,
Right.
majority of these safety tests revolve around the HIV virus. Like, that's what they're pretty much for, the protection of that. So
And
we take
hepatitis, and hepatitis.
right. At
other
least
bloodborne
barbers, I'm not
disease,
sure
yeah.
what tattoo artists go through. We take tests that show us prevention when the time does happen and blood does come from a head. How to avoid it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Which is
right.
why we wear gloves, we sanitize, we use new blades. So I think the artist was pretty wrong. Now, what I would suggest the artist do is probably take further, precautionary actions. So wear a long sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Wear something different. Always have your gloves on. Wear a mask. You always got the mask. Even throw some big ass goggles on there. Be extra protective. But at the same time, the client has to understand, the repercussions if this guy does actually get in contact with his blood. You feel me? And the scenario there. Now that's my opinion on that though. You feel me? Like
Yeah, no, I feel you, but like, I mean, even then, like, I mean, you're dealing with the needle, and again, I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate here, right? Because I believe that he should have the ability to get a tattoo. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like the artist should have discretion. If he feels like maybe he's not, let's say, for example, he's not confident in his, you know, in his technique, in maintaining, you know, that sort of barrier between, you know, the person and himself. I feel like maybe he should, according to his own safety, you know, for his own safety, be able to deny it. I feel like you shouldn't be compelled to do something if
You're not comfortable.
Right.
Right.
Now as an artist, it's like you as a barber. Like, would you want to give a person a cut in uncomfortable conditions
Sure.
for yourself while you're in an uncomfortable condition? Like whatever that may be for you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
are you gonna provide your best work or your best work as possible? You know what I'm saying?
so regarding my line of work, the blood only comes out if I make a mistake. Not like a tattoo artist.
This line of work, the blood comes out persistently,
Exactly.
and on top of that,
Okay.
you're
So it's a
dealing
little
with the
different for me,
needle.
'cause-
you're literally dealing with the needle, and a lot of the times, I don't know if you've never got a tattoo before, but like they'll be there holding the skin. They'll be there like holding the skin, right, where the needle is literally penetrating your skin. So like you're gonna be going in the skin, blood is coming out, and you know a latex glove is not gonna prevent a needle from, like, for example, you slip. When you're shading, these motherfuckers are literally
Yeah.
shading for like a minute.
They're digging into your
They're
skin.
digging into your
bro.
skin,
Like,
and sometimes you have to see them. They wild out sometimes, and they just like go there and they're for hours in the same, going around the same spots. Who's to say it's not gonna slip? Boom,
God
inject.
forbid, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the case. And again, on top of that, you know, the whole status of HIV, because then there's all different flavors of status of HIV, right? Then you have full blown AIDS, you have a whole different spectrum, and that's technically that's all based on the amount of HIV particles in circulation, right? So, I mean, you have people undetectable levels where, like, you know, where now they're saying, this is another controversial issue that we can get to, is I don't know if you guys have been seeing around, you know, like on bus stops and stuff like that, you know, the advertising of PrEP and saying, you know, how you know it's okay to have sex with people that with HIV. Now they're promoting. No, right now, like they've been promoting it all over.
Like posters and things like that. Of
The
it
posters and
stuff
the
like
advertisements on TV and
PrEP.
on YouTube, they're promoting the safety or like that it's not entirely, it shouldn't be completely tabooed
Yeah.
to pursue sex with someone that is HIV positive.
positive.
The medication,
Good day,
most of the medication
but-
that they do get, like for example PrEP,
Yeah.
right? PrEP is preventative, right? So PrEP is something that you take beforehand. So if you go ahead and PrEP, so maybe I should have like explained that. PrEP is the drug that you take if you know that you're going to be
Sexually active.
Getting with
sexually
someone,
active with
yeah.
someone that is HIV positive, right? PrEP essentially has chemical compounds in there that prevent the replication of HIV. So
That's amazing.
if it doesn't replicate,
It's like HIV Plan B.
Almost.
kind of, I guess you can say that.
That's
I guess you can say that. So
That's
it
wild.
prevents it from replicating in you, and then your body just attacks whatever does come in, and usually you're valid. But that should also be coupled with the person that has HIV also taking
Their medication.
replication inhibitors as well.
Yeah.
But they take a different form of it. And both of them are just really just to maintain and to deplete the viral particles that are in circulation.
Yeah.
And so you can, again, that's where that spectrum comes in that I was talking about, where you have non-detectable levels. Literally, you can have basically nothing in circulation, which you still technically HIV positive. But, you know, again, there's people that have everything along those lines, and, you know, full-blown AIDS is where the bad shit happens.
That's
You know,
nuts.
that's where
man.
your body can't even fight.
I honestly don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna be very honest. I have someone in my family that has HIV. She's they're HIV positive, and like the tattoo thing, I feel like I feel bad like them being denied anything, so I feel like obviously they shouldn't be denied, but if the person is not, I guess, confident in their work, then like we has talked about, then they shouldn't do it. But if I was like, I think a tattoo artist and somebody came to me asking for a tattoo, like, I don't know what I would say, to be honest. I think I would be a little scared. Not that I would get it, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
The chance is there.
the chance is there, you know?
Right.
And like, I don't want to make them feel bad because I feel like that's such a horrible feeling, and I have someone close to me that has that. So it's like, you
Right.
know, I know firsthand how they feel. But it's like, I feel like I could put myself in the tattoo artist same position and be like, ugh, I don't know.
100%. I mean, it's your health on the line. I mean,
And as for like the prep thing, I feel like, I think that's an awesome thing that they're doing, I feel.
right.
Because like the person in my family that has that, like, you know, they were able to find somebody else, you know, after they
I remember
got
that story. You actually told me that
And
story. That was
it's a
actually pretty
beautiful
amazing.
story
Yeah.
how they were like, you know, that person found out that my relative had it and stuff like that, and like literally acted like it was not an issue, that like
Made it
the
feel
person
regular.
literally made a joke like, I thought you were gonna tell me like you cheated on me or something like that, or you was ready to like move on, like, you telling me this shit, like,
Crazy.
are you serious? Like, that doesn't matter, you know?
Wow.
So it was literally like a situation that they didn't care.
I was gonna say,
And they practice like
They were
safe
lucky.
sex
They're
and
lucky.
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? 100%. So, and well and healthy today, like the spouse that doesn't have it still doesn't have it to this day, and
That's-
they're
Wow.
still married and
That's awesome.
still together and happy,
That's
you
crazy.
know? So it's possible, and I just feel like we shouldn't judge, you know? We should just like obviously be protective and just take the right precautions when it
I hear
comes to getting involved in that kind of situation.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say this is like brand new to me. I was gonna say, I guess I'm like super not updated with like all this shit because I didn't
About the
even
whole
know.
prep thing, the whole prep
Yeah,
and the
I thought-
campaign and stuff like
No,
that.
no, what that, but also too with like, I just thought you couldn't like fuck with.
No, I mean,
No,
so
you just have to be very safe about it.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like,
I thought it was
the
just like,
person that has it has to be, you know, taking their medication. They have to be taking
See, I
care
didn't
of
know that.
themselves.
Yeah.
They take medication.
It's a process. Though.
Ultimately,
I
a
thought once you
person
got it,
never
it was just-
dies from AIDS. They
No,
die
they
from
die- no,
something
no, they-
else.
I completely-
Come-
I didn't even know.
Nah, come to think of it, I actually have been seeing those prep commercials. The guy,
Yeah.
it opens up with the guy dancing.
Yeah.
and
It's the only thing.
all that
Yeah.
bullshit.
You're like
I
Mad
mean,
Jolly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
OD.
only thing.
Yeah.
Yo, just to get back on this though, Ken, I definitely want to hear your thought on the guy getting denied the tattoo.
My thought is, I mean, as a business owner, I think you can do whatever you want. I mean, nobody has a right to your service. So, like, I can't come to you and be like, yeah, you have to go cook me a hamburger because I said so. Like, it doesn't matter if I own a business or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can come to you and say, you owe me your labor
Yeah, no, you can
because
say no
of
service.
X, Y, and Z. And so, I mean, the discriminatory law stuff is like, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, that's where things get a little bit murky. But like in general principle, I believe if you don't want to give somebody a tattoo because they're whatever, they're HIV positive or they have an STI or if they're black, white, it doesn't matter. Like if you don't want to do it, then you shouldn't be forced to do it. I mean, why would you want to like? I don't understand why you would want to get a tattoo from somebody or get anything from someone who
doesn't want to give it to you.
That to me makes no
Valid,
sense.
valid,
Like,
valid.
like you're
They're not
trust-
gonna
you-
give it to you with love.
Right.
I mean, like they don't trust you clearly, so why
And
would
also
you trust
too,
them?
You're gonna be getting tattooed there. Like usually they're conversing with you, like
Right.
talk. You know what I'm saying? Having a
Yeah.
conversation. They just gonna be this.
Niggas gonna be tight as fuck. Like it'd be like
I mean,
tattoo.
I can imagine being in that scenario, and I would be shook. I'm not even gonna front, bro, because they're really close to the skin. Like that shit could splatter up,
Yeah.
and on some real shit. That's why I said put goggles. You know what I'm saying? Like I would take the.
Well, I do it.
depending on where you get tatted, bro, like you leak, bro.
That's
Like
what
you
I'm
can leak,
saying.
and these
And
flies are
I feel
crazy.
I'm doing that in a quarantine suit. Like I'm giving you the tattoo in a full
know,
hazmat suit.
Alright, not even to be funny. I said that in the shop because I also everything we put
Chainmail gloves. Chainmail. I would do some chainmail gloves.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Just take some precautionary actions.
But that's crazy though. I feel like of all the tats that I've ever gotten, I've never been asked, "Do you have?" So that must, first of all, that must take balls, like to, or that must take some like some respect.
I mean, I respect the guy for actually,
I don't even know how it even came up in the conversation though.
They don't make you fill out a paper or anything.
They,
like
no, they
that
make you fill
when
out papers, but like I don't
get a
I don't think
tattoo?
I've ever seen like bloodborne disease on the paper. I've always
Because
seen
I
like,
feel
oh,
like
did
that
you
would
drink
be a
before?
I feel like that would be an option on the paper. Like, are you
I
HIV
feel like that's-
positive?
Yeah, but
I don't
Will-
think I've ever seen.
But
that.
here's the question. This is probably why. Because people will most likely lie about that. People are still ashamed to say they
for
have
sure.
anything.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? You got to think about that. Now, am I going to put that on a piece of paper and get 99.99% no and waste my time with that? No, I'm not going to do that because then I wouldn't know who's telling the truth or not. You feel me?
Right.
So that's that. I mean, that's pretty much me on that. Does anybody have any other points you want to talk about on that?
Nah, bro. I think we said it all, man.
Awesome, guys. Well, that's it for the first segment here. Now, stay tuned because we have some exciting stories coming up. We got some Tekashi 6ix9ine action and possibly some other stories that are going to connect to that. And we're going to end this episode, guys, with the Sandy Hook Elementary commercial, the Back to
That shit
School
was
Essentials
wild,
commercial.
man.
Yes, I definitely know for a fact this is probably still flooding the timelines today. Definitely going to talk about that, guys. So stay tuned for that and see you soon. Holla.
27 hearts beat.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Chec Box. I'm your host, Chec, and I'm surrounded by none other than Amber, HP, Alec, and Kenneth, and this is the Chec Box. For those who missed segment 1, we spoke a little bit about some hairy models we ran into on Instagram and how comfortable we were with experiencing some females and some armpit hair. And we even spoke about ourselves. Kenneth got into detail and how he shaves his armpits and got into the whole conversation. And then we transitioned to someone who got denied a tattoo because of their blood condition. The guy was HIV positive. We spoke on that. We gave you guys some insight. I know I was the only one who pretty much agreed to give the guy a tat. Am I right? Or guys, all right, man. So we're gonna move on to segment 2. We're gonna talk about the Tekashi 6ix9ine trial, guys. Now, he is on trial for,
Racketeering.
yes, on a whole RICO case, and
Why
it's
does
insane.
he get with the Rico?
Because this guy was facing 40-some odd years, and he snitched on the whole Treyway gang and a couple of other celebrities mentioned here. Now, what's controversial about this is... Oh, go ahead, Ken.
Could you just explain what a RICO case is for those who don't know?
Yeah, to my knowledge, a RICO case is when there's an undercover officer or detective, a part of their operation they got going there, and they just collect evidence over months, over months, until they have enough proof to pull it on you, and then you are supposed
Have
to...
they showed which guy was it that was like the undercover?
I'm not sure if they'll
Yeah, I don't think they would do
release that right now.
Nah,
I
say real
think
quick,
that might be
well, it's
putting
not
his
necessarily-
life in
yeah,
jeopardy.
Rico's
insane.
Rico's like
Maybe.
racketeering, and it's just basically running like a criminal enterprise and doing criminal acts for just an
Criminal
unlawful gain or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or for a
Right.
criminal organization. That's basically what it is. So basically, murders, drug dealing, all that shit.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, that shit's horrible too because it's the feds.
Yeah. it's a
And the
federal
feds
case,
have like
yeah.
a 95% conviction rate. So basically, when the feds don't come at you if they don't think they got a case.
Right.
You feel me? So when the feds come, they've been watching you for a minute.
Yes,
They got evidence on you. They got enough evidence where they think if they go to court, they think they're gonna win.
Wow.
95% conviction rate. Niggas usually take the plea deal.
That's
And
crazy.
That's exactly what happened.
And
And
that's
if you get 'em the feds is coming at you, then this nigga's the feds.
But the plea deal, you have to give him something juicy though. You got to give him
Yep.
something good, and
This
this
birdie
guy
shit saying,
did.
he definitely did.
So what did he say? Give us a little bit of who did he implicate in these?
Okay, so he implicated the whole Treyway blood gang. You feel
Okay.
me? This is pretty much what he was yelling all his songs. Treyway,
Yeah.
the non-Trey.
fucking Treyway.
Feel me? Non-Trey. Excuse me. Word. And he He mentioned some celeb names too, man. I know a big one was Jim Jones.
Wow.
Apparently,
okay.
Cardi.
Surprised me a lot.
Yeah, Jim Jones. I was like, what the fuck?
I had
Apparently,
a feeling.
you had a feeling Jim Jones out of all, like you thought Jim Jones is a part of that.
No, but like when his name came up, it made sense. I don't know why.
Okay.
Because niggas, I feel like
Oh, you from Harlem,
they
you
used
know?
to rep all that gang shit before the Dipset shit.
Mhm.
And yeah, this is music, but I was surprised when I heard the name. I was like, why the fuck is Jim Jones coming up?
That's what I'm saying. It was mad random.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, this Matt nigga, the game is blood.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck him. Everybody, there's a lot of bloods, but I mean, well, he's a West Coast blood, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other niggas that's blood. So that was weird, but apparently, like, he was on there was a phone call with Jim Jones, where he was.
I didn't hear that.
Well, yeah, apparently there was a phone call with somebody was saying 6ix9ine got to get violated, and they're saying it's Jim Jones in that video.
Damn.
I don't sound like Jim Jones to me in the video, but that's what they're saying. That's why he came up, and he brought up Cardi because he was saying that she was 9 Trey blood, and then, but she's not 9 Trey, she's Brim. She was saying, she was like, yo, I'm not saying I'm not blood, but I'm not 9 Trey.
Oh.
I think she said she was Brim.
We
But,
got an
Get it
insider
straight.
Right?
Get it straight.
Facts, bro.
Nah, but nigga, there's
Set.
different factions.
Rep your set.
No, I understand. I
Facts.
understand.
So that's basically what that was about. But when I heard he was bringing them up, I was like, yo, that's wild. Like, what the fuck are you talking about them for? But yeah, that was crazy. That was wild. But he talked about a lot of shit. He talked about the rob when he got robbed. Oh, you heard about his driver?
Nah, what happened?
Jesus,
I
put us
didn't hear
You heard
on.
about
that.
his driver?
No.
Nah.
Bro, his driver was an illegal immigrant. And ICE had arrested him basically a minute ago. And basically they were like, all right, yo, be undercover for us and we won't deport you.
Stop.
I read about
Nigga,
that.
Stop.
Nigga, there was a camera when they
So
got robbed.
was that nigga probably?
Bro, that nigga,
Wow.
nigga's driver was undercover. Yeah.
Nah.
Might have
And
been
he was
one of
able
them.
to get
He's probably one of
citizenship
them.
by fucking.
I don't know if he got sick, but he ain't deported yet. Like, yo, bro. So there's a video. If you go on YouTube, the video of when Tekashi got robbed, like,
Yeah.
there's a camera in the car. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like, this nigga was recording all the activity. So he happened to have a camera. Yeah, it's on YouTube, the video when this nigga got robbed.
Wow.
And yeah, but it's
That's
crazy.
wild.
Like, they were probably really gonna murk him. Like,
Need a
this shit was
documentary
crazy.
on this.
Like, they pull him out the car and he was like, yo, give me everything. So he was like, yo, we gonna shoot you. And he's like, yo, give me everything. I was like, that shit was crazy. Yeah. Like, you'll see it in the video.
That's
What's
wild.
Tekashi saying?
No. They were, and he was like, yo, like, and one of the defendants, he was saying his name like in the video. So apparently he was the one robbing him. But yeah, that shit was crazy.
That's wild. I wouldn't even know what to do, man. I mean, he's snitching though. He's snitching. Like
But
that's a big issue, especially in the hood. I just want
They-
to talk about that because that in itself is controversial. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are our thoughts on that? Like, Alec, I want to hear your thoughts on this, bro, because I feel like you're kind of not really in tune with the hip hop culture and shit. So you just like, not that you don't know about this, but I feel like you know, like just
Well, I'm familiar that snitching is not something smiled upon.
Right.
In
Just
the
get stitches.
In the urban culture.
In the urban culture. Yeah, no, I mean it's just the basic it's basic ideas of loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're affiliated with a group of people, right? And you know, a lot of it I feel like is talk. I feel like a lot of it is talk to try to, you know, a lot of it is strategic. A lot of it is, you know, again, I'm not too familiar like with that sort of culture, like, you know, what goes on between people, the interpersonal relationships. But I feel like when you're dealing with situations where, you know, it could ultimately be your life on the line, whether it may be death or getting put away in prison. Either way, your life is threatened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your life is threatened.
literally your whole life.
Right. You know, those ideas of loyalty, those bonds of loyalty can wear thin.
But regarding Tekashi, like, do you like he's snitching, man? You think like like is that valid of him? Like,
Well, first of all, I don't know how you guys feel about him. I always thought he was like that wasn't him. I always felt like I think
was an
I
act.
think we
It
were
was a
talking about
facade.
this. I feel like his character, his portrayal was just that. His persona was a character. I mean, you could just smell it. You could just see it.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Like you put him in real danger. You put him with the sharks, bro. He's gonna fucking bitch. He's gonna scream.
I
He's
hear
gonna
that.
run away. He's gonna swim away. So I mean, did it surprise me that he did it? No. Do I think it's wrong that he did it? You know, that comes down to street culture. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, it's hard to say. I mean, it's hard to say whether it's right or wrong that he did it. For his case, for him, was it the best thing that he could have done for himself? Hell yeah, it's the best thing he did for himself.
Think so too.
Right?
Beef.
Is it trash that he implicated people that he probably gave his word of trust? See, that is where it falls wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? When you establish these lines of loyalty
And you
these
cross them.
bonds of loyalty and you cross them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing if you keep other people and your affiliates at an arm's length distance just for when these things happen, be like, yo, listen, I'm sorry, we were never like this. This was all right. This was all, we're business partners. I'm sorry. Like,
Facts.
you knew the risks, but that's not usually how these things happen. Usually these relationships, these bonds come with the guise of love and brotherly, brotherly love.
Absolutely.
Until shit really happens.
And that's when you see niggas' true colors, man.
To sort of like expand on that, it's like I think it was like one of them was plotting to kill him anyway, or something like that, or they were plotting to like beat him up or rob him or something like that.
Right.
So whatever would have happened between them, the trust was gone to begin with.
And that's what I heard.
And so like this guy was, like you said, he's a character. He's just somebody he's just along for the ride. You know what I mean? Basically, I think there was like somebody had told me, I think there was like a deal worked out, and it was like, he provides the show, the antics,
Yeah, he was the
the
money for
attention.
them. And they
He was a
provide-
face.
And they provide the protection. I
And
think
the
it might have been you
credibility.
who said that yesterday, but it was like that's kind of what the deal was. But what happens in between that is like real life stuff. So like who you are as people sort of happens in between that. So they probably just didn't like him as a person,
That's
and
wild.
they
They was
they
trying to
decided
hurt
to
him.
betray him, and then all that stuff happens, and now he's kind of just like, well, fuck y'all. Like, I have no loyalty to you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all tried to kill me.
I mean, the best thing that came out of all of this, I'm sorry, I might
Nah.
be switching. You can go back to that, but I'm just saying, like, the best thing that's coming out of this shit, put this on a lighter note. These fucking memes, my nigga. Like, yo, these memes are
I love that
hysterical.
so much.
I love
The
it.
memes are
I
funny.
love this meme
Right.
culture.
What's your
is
favorite
out of
meme,
this
Amber,
world.
that you've seen?
Oh my god. It was one about power. It was like, and Judge Tommy Egan was the one who shot Angela Valdez. And I was just like, I can't. Nah, but not for nothing. Like, when he first even got charged for these charges, I was kind of like, not that I expected this, I was a little kind of shocked that this nigga did all of that. Like, when they were like
Well, that's the
racketeering,
thing,
like,
like,
all that kind of stuff. Like, and I was like, I don't understand he's affiliated with the gang, but like, he doesn't even look like the type to do
no,
that.
that's the thing.
You know what I'm
he
saying?
didn't
do any
Like,
of it.
He didn't. That's the thing. That's the thing with Rico and racketeering. Why it's so dangerous and why it's like super, super, super fucking serious when you get caught up in a Rico case, because all they gotta do, or if they be like, all right, they the ones fucking around, they the ones selling drugs, murdering people,
But you knew about
and then
it.
and then they be like, oh shit, they fuck with HP, and then I'm don't do none of that. I'm just affiliated with them, like whatever.
you just know
and
that.
but if I know, like, let's say I'm affiliated with them, I know they fucking selling drugs
they're
and killing
doing what they're
people,
doing, yeah.
but I'm not doing it. I
Yeah.
just know they doing it. I'm still like, yo, what up? Doing it. Y'all do what y'all do. I'm doing my thing, but I know what they do. But I don't know. Nigga, I'm getting caught up in the Rico. You
That's
feel me? So
trash.
that's why
That-
it's super fucking. It's a very sticky situation.
To go off on a little tangent about what you just said, that's how a lot of prosecutors build up their case when they run
Exactly.
for office. But when they run for office, so like somebody like Kamala Harris, like she's made a career of putting people who don't belong in like behind bars through things like affiliations, like shit that has nothing to do
So
with
she
you. But
she brings up her numbers, like basically,
it's stat padding.
prosecution.
basically. Yeah, it's prosecution stat padding. But that's how that law exists for that. I'm not gonna say for that exact reason, but that law exists so
has been taken advantage of for that purpose.
and so
basically.
you can. It's designed to catch real criminals, but prosecutors and people who want to run for office someday abuse it.
wow.
And so it basically makes them look like the golden child of the judiciary system.
I had saw like an article too that was saying that the government, I don't know if it's true, but that the government was gonna like, pretty much like get his like tattoos removed and all that stuff. Like they were gonna like pay for all of that, like to get his tattoos.
Now, why
removed.
would
Like,
why
if he
would they
get-
want to do that? Do you know like the
if he
motive
gets
for
out
that?
and like all that stuff?
Witness protection.
Witness, yeah, I was about to
Witness
say.
protection.
Oh,
That's
they're
what
gonna
they
put
were
him on
saying.
the witness. No one's, everyone's gonna see that ugly ass face. Yo.
That's what I'm saying. Like
You
he
can't
has so
hide
many
that, bro.
tattoos. Like that's a
You
lot.
can't
I
hide
mean,
that.
as long as he hides just his face ones and cuts all his
Yeah.
hair off, I think he'll be.
No, I can spot that guy out in a fucking minute, bro.
I
Like,
mean,
come
he
on.
got
He has a
6'9" on his
particular
face. How you gonna hide that? But
Yeah, I guess they do something with the faces. But I mean,
He's
that,
wild.
That is a crazy situation. But I mean, it's just unfortunate. You should let niggas know, man. Just don't even fuck with the shit. But I mean,
It's not worth it.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
really not. I mean, like, look at him now. Like, he literally has. I mean,
Yeah, but that's why-
what type
that's
of
what-
support system.
And he
does
just had a
have
daughter
now?
too.
he just had
Well, his
daughter.
daughter's like 4 or some
Yeah,
shit.
but
Like,
that's
now
why you
he
gotta
has
know-
to go in
you gotta know what you're
hiding.
doing. But also too, he knew what was up. You know what I'm saying? When he met them and everything, he knew there was blood. He knew.
He knew what he was
everything.
getting himself into.
And he thought it was fun.
Exactly.
Talking all that shit, suck my dick, going to everybody. It was
That's
cool.
why not for nothing when 50 Cent used to like come at him before they, squashed the beef and he was like cool with him. Like I feel like 50 made a lot of sense because it's like 50's a hood nigga. Like we had mentioned before, like in a previous conversation. But yeah, like he's like I feel like a hood guy, so like he's from Queens, he's gone through a lot of crazy shit, all that kind of stuff. So like he was able to just spot the fraudness right away when it came to like 6
to be
9
fair, 50's a sociopath, so I mean,
No, I know.
And
Well,
50
he's a fellow
he's a psych-
cancer like
he's a
you,
psycho.
so
I mean, 50 love
50
love
50 is
to
a-
beef too.
No,
and
he
troll,
loves-
not even beef.
he
Nigga,
loves
he-
to beef,
he
but
is-
he's
he
been
is-
through a lot of shit.
he is like
you feel me? Like
the
that
emperor
nigga
of
has
petty.
literally been
He-
through a lot of shit.
no, I mean, but it wasn't like I mean,
He's so
like,
petty.
it
I
was
love
crazy.
He
like,
is, I
before all
love
this
it,
happened,
though.
Like Tekashi had
makes-
spoken to, I think Fat Joe or something like that. Or
Yeah.
like Fat
Yeah.
Joe like sat him down and was like, "Yo, listen,
Like, you need to stop it.
stop this right now or it's over." And he was kind of just like, "Yeah, I understand." Yeah, and then a few weeks later, he gets arrested. And
Look
it's
at
all
that.
over.
I have a question.
Ironic
Now,
as fuck.
I don't know how you guys. I don't know
Salute.
to the
Bless you.
extent. Are you sick, Amber? Like, are you like?
Sorry, I don't know what's going on with me.
Yeah, because, like, you got, like,
It's,
some
sniffles
really
going
on. I'm
wild.
just, like-
I feel really crazy right now. Chris.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Now
I
you
sound
good. Now
really
you good. You
congested.
good. You good. I'm just curious because you were fine like a second ago. But so, how much of a role do you think the music production companies and and basically the people that are responsible for monetizing his image are responsible for basically his persona and his image? Obviously that you have the gang front, right? The people that he's affiliated
you're
with,
saying.
but also you have to understand that his
already
character,
know
the
that.
ridiculousness that is Tekashi 6ix9ine, whether you love him or you hate him, you're not gonna escape him. At what how much do you think that the people that are making money off of his music
Here's what I think.
are influencing
Here's what I
that?
think. You can take somebody like Blueface, for example, right? Like, you know that
Blueface,
Blueface?
baby.
Yeah.
Right. So like
Tatiana, right?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
You can take that. Like that dude, when you see him talk, like that dude is not like a like he's a character too.
Yeah.
But you can tell there's some sort of like authentication.
Niceness
That is
to
like
him.
what you see is what you get.
Authenticity.
Excuse
Damn,
me.
what are we? Are we
Yeah, we
good
can't speak
today?
English
Like, are we good today? Fraudness?
Fraud. It's-
Listen, I make up my own words, guys. This is something you're gonna learn. We're gonna have a segment called the Amber Dictionary.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Comfortability. Add it.
Comfortability.
Add it.
Converse.
First word.
Jesus.
Fraudness.
Nah, but like when you
Conversate.
look at Blueface though, like when you see him, it's like what you see is what you get. Like like I understand he's being a character and everything, but there's nothing deeper to who he is, and I don't think the record label has anything to do with that per se. I think they say, "Here's $1 million. Go be you.
But make the fucking money.
Go be as extra as you possibly can." You know what I'm saying? Like
So there isn't much that they do. They just give them the means to wall out.
that's
They
exactly
invest
what
in
it
him.
is.
Basic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Invest in him.
They're like
They're
an
like,
angel
yo,
investor.
But they just like don't wall out too much.
I feel
but
like
wall out.
when he was like
a lot.
fucking up arenas and doing all that stuff, like they were kind of like, all right, nigga, like you're
You gotta
excuse my
read your
language.
back.
Like, yeah, you messing up your money right now. Like, you're not allowed certain places because you just bring straight chaos. You
Right.
know.
Right.
So I
6ix9ine
feel
you
like
talking about?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, no, he definitely
like
had
arenas.
some like concerts that they didn't even want him to be there because they
Yeah.
saw his previous performances and just how the crowd would react and how he would
I mean,
But,
yeah,
like, record
amplify
labels
it.
love that shit though.
They
Yeah.
do love it, but not
They love
when
it because
they're
it
like,
rakes
yo,
in the
Brings
dough.
in
But
money.
the thing is that
We
moving
don't want
forward,
you
just like
here.
you said, the
Yeah.
relationships that they have with these venues, they could be at risk. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's a balance.
I feel
Yeah.
like
It's nothing new though to the
no, I
artist
feel like
scene,
they're
though.
happy that they're getting their money. That's what's shutting them
I was
up
gonna
at the
say,
end of the day.
Like, they don't lose anything if like
But-
anything happens to him at all. Because what they do is they just go find another artist.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
Because you like
There's no shortage
unless
of
you already know,
ridiculous people.
nobody can tell you what label they're signed to.
Ridiculous people.
That's true.
No, I mean seriously,
6'9",
we
guys.
see it all the time, every day. People just becoming famous off of dumb shit.
Ridiculousness.
And with that being said, we're gonna end segment 2 there, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for our last segment where we're gonna speak on the Sandy Hook Back to School Essentials commercial, guys. Holla.
Those flies, bro.
RSK, let it play, boy.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Check Box. I'm your host, Chec, and I'm here with Amber, Kenneth, HP, and Alec. And if you missed segment 1, here's a little bit of what we spoke about. We spoke about some hairy armpit models that we ran into on Instagram, gave our thoughts on that. We also spoke about a guy who got denied a tattoo because of his blood condition. My man's was HIV positive. What's going on with that? And then we spoke about Tekashi 6ix9ine and his snitching on the whole 9 Trey blood gang, man. And now we are on to our last topic of the night. Well, our last post of the night, and that's the Sandy Hook Elementary Back to School Essentials commercial, guys. And this was a commercial posted by the Sandy Hook community on YouTube in order to raise awareness on the shooting. Now, if you guys haven't seen this commercial, I would encourage taking a look. It's very,
It's intense, to say the least.
yeah, it's an intense commercial. And it is a back to school commercial, and it's pretty much focusing on the essentials. So like, there's children describing their new pencils that they got, their new socks, their new phone, and
How
it's
they can use it to like basically
Yeah.
protect themselves.
Mhm. And as they're explaining what it is, they're like in a scenario, and it's pretty provocative and controversial in its own way. Not sure how I feel about it. We're gonna get into that soon, but it was crazy. Amber, have you seen it?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think on that?
I'm not gonna lie, I literally cried at the end. And I feel like I understand why they did it. Like, I feel like it's necessary, especially with everything that's going on right now. Like, it's up to date pretty much with what we have going on right now. And when I'm saying up to date, meaning like all these mass school shootings that we have been having within this past like 2 years have been literally insane. So I feel like this just kind of puts in perspective, as sad as it is, it's like a back to school ad, but literally instead of talking about the new clothes you're going to get and your new outfit and all that kind of stuff, it's just making like a realization as to what could possibly happen like to your kid going back to school. Like, it's back to school time. This could possibly happen at your kid's school. Like, is
Yeah.
your kid prepared for this?
Right.
Are you prepared for this?
Yeah, it was,
Like, we need to stop.
yeah, it was pretty
you know?
intense. Yeah, and like Alec, what do you think about this, man?
What do I think about the commercial?
Yeah.
I think it was extremely divisive. I thought it was extremely divisive. I mean, it was very effective.
Yeah.
And I mean, you heard Amber; she cried at the end. I mean, that was the point. It was to elicit
Yeah,
a
like
response.
goosebumps.
When I first saw it, obviously I was emotionally like, it hits a part of you. It starts and it gradually
Literally,
and
like a
perfect.
back to school.
It was a perfect gradual, transition from normal back to school commercial that you would
Into the
see like
shooting.
from Target, and it just slowly gets darker and darker and darker and darker and darker, and throughout that you follow it and and your emotions follow it as well. It was masterfully crafted, I will
Yeah.
tell you, as a piece of art to elicit a response. And again, this response is to promote change and promote awareness of gun violence and gun legislation and gun law, which itself, the debate itself and that conversation is
Toxic, to say the least.
I wouldn't say
Go
it's
back and
toxic. I think it
forth.
needs to be had, but I mean the thing is that
I meant the discourse in general is toxic.
no, the discourse is toxic because again, we're gonna talk. We can talk about that sort of debate a little bit, like right after we can get there right now, but it did its job. Now,
It did.
I do think it was very divisive. I thought the way that they did it was a bit shocking, but again, if that was their goal, they succeeded.
I would say surpassed.
They succeeded. I thought it was a bit too dark, but again, to get certain points across, people feel very, very strongly about this, and if you feel very strongly, you wanna hit people that might not feel strongly about it.
Now, I do have a question. I did mention how this was posted by the Sandy Hook community. Would it have a different effect if it wasn't posted by people that went through it? So say,
I don't think so.
a school
If it was
from the
if it was the same ad, no.
yeah, no, you don't think so? You
No,
don't think it has none?
No, I feel like it's relatable to what's.
I think the San Diego
our time
community,
right now.
being the ones that dropped it, explains why it was so well put together, why it was just did its job. Yeah, that shit was very well put together. But I think it had more effect coming from them probably.
That's what I'm saying. I think being that it's posted from the actual people that
they really got affected by this. So it's like you're like, damn, you feel bad for what they went through, and now they're posting this to try to make you aware. It's just like, yo, damn, like this is really affected their lives, bro. Where you're putting out a video, bro, like about being aware of a smash, like, you know what I'm saying?
while celebrating going back to school. It was beautifully put together.
It was beautifully put together,
Absolutely.
but I feel like again the divisive nature of it. It depends on where you stand on the whole thing of the debate, right? So I think this is where like Kenneth was getting into, right. This is the territory, the discourse, the way that the conversation is being had, and the way that the arguments are being made, and the way that the messages and awarenesses are being the awareness messages are being put out. I believe that this topic is, and along with other topics like immigration and stuff like that, are flooded with emotion. And this is where the people that are sympathetic towards, for example, taking guns off the streets, all guns off the streets, right? And the whole immigration, open borders talk, always bringing up the kids in cages kind of thing. All that shit is all the arguments are emotional arguments, right? And I'm not saying to take away the humanity from us, but when you're dealing with law, when you're dealing with structure, when you're dealing with society and civilization, emotion cannot be the driving force of how we make policy. It's not. I understand the cases, and it's not helping. It's not helping the other side that it wants to rule. That wants to enact policy based off of logic and this, that, and the third. It's not helping that we have all these shootings happening and stuff like that.
No, it's
it really plays into the other side. But how do you guys feel about that conversation, that the whole gun conversation? How do you feel about it?
I feel like I don't feel like guns should be taken away for good, because I feel like we should have a right to bear arms. Like, it is a part of our amendment. And, I feel like that's the only thing that we... Oh, sorry. Yeah. Our Constitution. I said it correct. Thank you.
Well, it's both the same. Constitution amendment. The amendment is in the Constitution.
But it's an amendment on the Constitution. Anyways, thank you. But, like I was saying that... Damn it, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, you're good.
You're saying you didn't want guns. You don't think they should be taken away?
Yeah, they shouldn't be taken away, because I just feel that that's the only kind of thing that we have against the government. You know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid if things were to get crazy, that is the only thing that we have, like, that will really protect ourselves or anything like that. But I just think that we need, like, a stricter way of going about getting a gun. You know what I'm saying? I think obviously it shouldn't, and like if you do have a gun and you have kids around in your house, like you You shouldn't just have it like laying around. It should be in a safer place that they don't even know about, or any kind of situation like that, because it's just like it's so preventable. It's just we're making it. I feel like the law right now to get a gun is like it's so easy, especially down south.
I would disagree with that actually. I would definitely disagree.
Go ahead, bro.
And I would say that because
Spit your shit.
the thing I disagree about is the sort of like easiness of getting a gun. That's like not really a real thing, because it's like
But they sell guns at like Walmart down
they
there.
sell guns at Walmart, but
So
it's
that's
not one of those things where it's like if I put in $1.50, I can get a bag of chips from the vending machine. It's like you still got to follow a lot of paperwork. You still got to do a lot of things online. And it's like that
100%.
everywhere. But as far as gun availability, there's more guns here in this country than people. So it's like
That's crazy.
and a lot of those guns are illegal to have in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's more like you have an easier time buying a gun off the street or buying it from some black market wherever than you do buying it legally. Because buying it legally, you do have to jump through a lot of loopholes. You got to take a lot of tests.
100%.
And that's
But-
everywhere. That's across the board.
Yeah,
Nah, bro,
but how
Florida's
these
pretty
men,
lenient.
if you look up how each of these kids got a gun, either they
It
got
was
it
all
from their
legally.
parents
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whoever they
yeah,
were
yeah,
living
yeah.
with, or they literally like walked into a store, either they had a connection, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, or like the person knew, and they just walked out
That's
with
a
that
fact.
All
shit.
these cases,
You feel me? So it's like I get that, and the legal guns, I feel like that's more the minorities that we have that kind of shit. You
I
feel
feel
me?
like urban, like the urban homicides and those.
Yeah,
type of
like
shit,
we have
that's
we
illegal
have
gun-
more
that's
of the
illegal
legal
gun
shit,
activity.
100%.
But
And
all these mass shootings, to my knowledge,
like down
I haven't
south,
seen one yet
is
that
way
was.
different than
There
up
was
With an
north.
it
illegal
was
gun.
I think it was the Las Vegas shooting was one. And
Oh,
I
that
think-
was crazy.
And I think the Pulse nightclub was another.
Yo.
I think I could be wrong about that. But
I'm not sure.
the
like I
Las
said,
Vegas one was probably the wildest one I have ever fucking.
was
Yeah, that was
That
literally
was
crazy.
fucking insane.
They didn't even know where he was
That
coming
was
from at the
nuts.
Yo,
beginning.
he was just
That was,
spraying, bro.
Dan Bilzerian was there
But
too.
oh yeah, but
my
I mean, I
God.
don't know. I think it's definitely a tough conversation to have. I think, dude, I know some people that.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
But I think if you want to move it forward, the conversation, you have to have the talk about culture. You can't have a talk about banning AR-15. Like that has nothing to do with anything. Like that,
Nah,
that
yeah,
doesn't
and
mean
it's
anything.
culture, yeah,
and it
it's
won't do
culture.
anything.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, I understand, but it's like in the South, like, even if you go to stores out there and on, not even to throw us off topic, but they're just so lenient. Like, they sell liquor at like you can walk into like a supermarket and buy a bottle of Fireball, you know what I'm saying? But like in states like New York, or like states more up north where we just have kind of a
Well, you have to
stricter law
understand
and
why
all that
they
stuff.
sell it at
I mean-
Walmart.
It's a different-
Because there's
it's a
not that
different
many
culture.
stores down there. So I mean, Walmart is like there's literally
No, I
there's
said like a
superstores.
supermarket. Like it could be a supermarket.
Right,
too.
because there's only like one out of like like
Wait, but real quick, also, there's out of all 50 states, there's only 5 cities, New York being one of them, that there's only 5 cities in the 50 states that can make their own gun laws. New York being one of them. So all other 45 states, it's state law, and the cities has
As
to
it should
abide
be.
by it.
But as it should be.
But
Shouldn't be federal.
But
It's
those
fucking
5 states have, I think, the lowest crime rate. I mean,
don't
the
think
lowest
that's
gun
true.
rate.
I don't think that's
no. That was with the. It was. I gotta get that right. It was
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
but it was like among the lowest like gun homicide rate. Some shit like that. But it was crazy. I was like, yo, damn, that's fucking nuts. But basically, all these places like and basically and also
Yeah.
who lobbied for all that. NRF. You know what I'm saying?
NRA.
National Rifles.
NRA.
NRA. I'm sorry. Yeah, fuck that.
You
I'm
good?
off.
You good?
NRA, yeah. They petitioned for all that, but I gotta get the stat correct with the 5 cities. But it was some crazy shit. I was like, yo, damn, that's wild. But yeah, that's.
But I mean, you have to understand, like gun death and gun homicide. I mean, all that stuff is like, those are like buzzwords, and they mean different things to me and you. Like when you think gun homicide, right? You're thinking like, damn, you know somebody somebody got shot, like another person shot them. Half the time that means somebody killed themselves with a weapon. So it's like when you take away like most of the deaths that are not like someone shooting at another person, the actual like number of gun deaths that you think are murders is low.
And so, and
In
it's also, I mean, if this also goes back to like the mass shooter episode that we had when we talked about mass shooters and we talked about what constitutes a mass shooting, like
Yeah,
what
that's
exactly, like what exactly is it? I believe it's like three
It's like
or more,
Yeah, 3 more. Yeah.
3 or more people. Shit,
Yeah, that could happen that could happen around the
and,
corner.
and I mean,
And that's a mass shooting.
literally,
I mean, the Boston Massacre was 5 people.
Facts.
like,
That's yellow journalism though. But yeah, facts.
sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. Sensationalism, like that's the point. Like,
Now
yeah.
I do have a question though. Like, so I mean, you remember the New Zealand massacre that happened in the mosque?
Yeah.
That was insane.
Guns are illegal in New Zealand, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
They are.
Well,
After that,
they took it
banned
away.
well, that's my question. Is like, how do you feel about how quickly? And I mean, this really is one of the most black and white, conversations
Seriously, yeah.
when it comes to the reaction that New Zealand had towards having something happen like that on their soil, to the point where the week of, I think it was the week of,
Yeah, it might have been the week up, yeah.
yeah,
Or
the week
maybe
didn't
a
even
week
end.
after or some shit.
Regardless, I mean,
It was less than a fucking
They,
month, bro.
changed.
they literally, banned. They created a ban. They created a gun ban. Something that here would take.
It
I
would
mean,
never
it
happen.
would never.
I mean,
One, it
50
would never
states
happen. They
do it.
tried. They've been trying after
It's
I don't know
also
how
50
many.
states.
Well, that's the
Like
that's
that's,
also
I
the
feel
thing,
like that's literally why that probably
You're right, yeah.
had everything to do with why it happened so quick. I mean, New Zealand is
It's a
rather small.
tiny little
Right,
compared to-
100%.
with a different culture,
You feel me?
different people.
100%.
Different
Their
ideas.
culture, and their history probably doesn't
Yeah.
have.
No, but even the
wasn't-
people that we have here in our country, like,
because you have to understand with
they're
these
not
people,
gonna be for the guns being taken away. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't
Like,
No,
You
that's
have
what
to-
they're saying. That's what
you
they're
have to
saying.
understand where we came from. I mean, at the end of the day, we're American, right? The history of America, we wouldn't be here.
Straight
We
violence.
wouldn't. We wouldn't have been here. We wouldn't be America if it was. If I mean, half the shit that we did was illegal back in the day.
yeah.
It was all against the king, right? And if we didn't have arms, against our side, that wouldn't be the case. So a lot of people invoke that argument, especially people that are, very America, like especially, whenever we go upstate or when we go, whenever you go west, boondocks, south, there's the majority of, I believe the majority of America, and by mass,
Yeah.
are very, very pro-gun, and it.
As they
I
should.
have a
It's
question
their-
too. How
What's up?
come
It's
is
their
it
culture.
too? I've noticed now that I'm thinking about it.
Yep.
Like high schools in like New York City, and I don't know if this is in another state as well, but like we have metal detectors. So it's like you can't come into
Well,
shit with
also-
our kind of school. So it's like and down in
It's
these.
also a cultural phenomenon though that you're talking about, because it's like the cultural phenomenon of like inner cities is way different than
where
than
these things
culture
are
of
happening.
the Midwest, because it's like not for nothing, like urban folks don't have time to be worrying about like trying to shoot their bullies, right? Because it's like there's like
Nigga, we're too busy.
they think
there's
about
too
this-
busy.
But I'm saying like you're in a lot of ways it's like like this.
Unless
is the
that's, I
least
feel like
of my
unless that's
worries.
your hustle, like you don't do it.
Unless you're a gang member,
That's my thing. Unless
You
it's
know
a
what
part of
I'm
your
saying?
lifestyle, then we don't.
White
We're
dudes
too
in the-
busy.
white kids in the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? Like they're sitting on pole. A pole is like a.
Do you
troll
think they're
site
gonna
all
put
day.
metal detectors now in these schools in the South that have experienced these
it
mass
wouldn't even
shootings?
I don't think it makes a difference.
doesn't make
Because,
a
for
difference,
example, if I go to the school, no, I'm gonna shoot it up. What is the metal detector gonna do? I'm shooting up before I even get to the metal detector. Or when I get to the metal detector, I'm shooting.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't matter who's there. You know what I'm saying? That metal
gonna
detector is
stop
the least
me?
of my worries.
I
That
got
shit is-
I got my
that shit
I got my
is-
gun.
ain't
Whatever.
moving.
Who's gonna
That
stop
shit
me?
is
It's-
target
Security
practice.
guard.
That
That
I-
right.
You know what I'm saying? But
That actually reminds me of the Modern Warfare 2 mission. The game opens up
Oh
with you
my
just
fucking
letting go
goodness.
before the metal detector in an airport. It is one of the most craziest things,
well,
but
it's a controversial
No, but I'm
mission.
just saying, like, do
Exactly.
you think that these schools are
I don't
gonna
think
have
so.
stricter
No,
security? Like, are they gonna
absolutely
be just
not.
as
They
lenient as
should.
they have
No, they
been?
should. I feel like they should be
Like,
prepared.
or do you think,
They should
like, you know
prepare,
what
yeah.
I'm saying? They're gonna like take precautions now, and
they
like,
should,
you
you're
know,
right.
like
They should.
if they see something suspicious, search us kid, or if they notice
I
something.
think they should.
I saw a video.
You know, like that's what I'm saying.
Those
I
guards should
hope
be
that they
armed.
don't just stay the same and lenient, because I feel like that's not
Of course not.
like.
I
They'd
saw,
be
I saw a
stupid.
video that there was some fucking agents pulled up to a kid's crib. The kid was like 14, 15. And he was outside with his mom, and like they were arresting him. His mom was like bugging out. So what the fuck? And they were like, "Yo, he was literally writing in a group in a gaming chat, like online. He was playing games, and he was talking about doing a mass shooting." And like they pulled up and they arrested him. And he was trying to jack that he was joking. And they
Yeah,
were,
but
they were
that's
fucking
not
arresting
funny, nigga. Like,
It's not. That's what he
they
gets.
They were trying to explain. You know what I'm saying?
There was like a shooting in Miami. I don't. Might have been a Parkland shooting, I think, or something in Florida. Like there was a kid who was saying multiple times on record on Facebook and everything,
Oh, yeah.
talking about
Oh, Park.
That he was gonna
shoot the
shoot.
school up. And like it got to the Dade County or it got to the county police and they were kind of just like, or Broward County, whatever.
brushed
they
it
were
off.
kind of just like,
And they stopped it before it could happen.
no, they didn't.
They
Oh, they
didn't.
didn't. Oh,
The
they did
Parkland
not?
shooting was
yes,
like
yes,
really
yes,
bad.
I'm bugging. I'm thinking about another
Nuts.
story. That's crazy, bro.
Yep.
That's honestly insane. And just to bring it back to the commercial, like, do you think this was necessary though?
Nope.
This
Okay,
commercial.
that's what I was gonna say. I saw it after. I was just like, yo, that's just fucked up. Like, not just fucked up. I was like, yo, damn, that's
No
crazy
need.
that people have to be aware for that. But like, what does this do?
Doesn't do anything.
This doesn't solve the issue. Is these niggas are getting guns and pulling up to the school trying to murder people? Like, that's
they're
the
nuts.
issue.
And they're crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not. You know what I'm saying? Let's focus on that. Let's. You know what I'm saying? Let's worry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nah.
So I feel like the argument is, I mean, the argument that you guys have right now is the fact that, because again, you have to look at the motive and the ultimate goal of the ad is to push for legislation and to push for more of an action towards legislation to get guns off the street. Right, it is.
Being honest.
It's
Makes you
very.
think.
It is propaganda. It's to spreading of information to further damage a cause, and for this is to further the cause of getting it off the street. Right? Do you? So at this point, you guys don't believe that taking it off the streets.
Is
Or
gonna help.
a legislation, not taking it off the streets,
Yeah,
because
legislation.
legislation isn't going to take it off the streets.
Yeah.
Isn't going to help.
Nope.
So what would?
It's gonna culture change, like I said.
Right. And that's a slow.
There needs to be
Absolutely.
like a real conversation about young people who, sort of barricade themselves in a room all day, scrolling troll sites and not interacting with people. And they're being told things like they're seeing the worst of people who pretend like. It's like, as a white person, right? You see all these articles that are like, white privilege this, blah, 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 all white people evil, blah, blah, blah. And whether or not you agree with that or not, like, they see that kind of stuff, and they go, wow, I really hate these people. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I really dislike these strangers who don't like me. And then they're stuck in chats all day talking to other people who feel the same way. And some of them are just angry. Others are just mentally ill and really will go out and shoot people.
Dead ass.
And that's exactly what
all that
happens.
shit.
So then I'm like, for example, let's say I go in, I'm like, damn man, what the fuck? And I get to a group chat,
Yep.
and I'm just a little upset. I'm like, damn man, what the hell? That's not cool, dude.
Yeah.
And I just want to get to a group chat, people like that, and I get into a group chat, and then I'm going to some dude's like, yo, we gotta murder these people. I'm
Yep.
like, what, dude?
Let's do it.
I was just a little upset. He's like, nah, man, you gotta be more upset because they're
That's
not. And you'd be
literally
like,
what
oh
happens.
fuck, man, you're right. And then that's where
literally
the
what
shit gets
happens.
fucked up. Like.
When you got people with the same mindset, they just motivate each other to
Or
do these
similar
things.
ideas. and
Similar
it just
ideas,
molds
but
and
then
you
some
spend
people
time
feel
with
stronger
manifest.
about it than other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, some,
The New Zealand shooter was like that.
Yeah,
He was like
that's
that.
exactly what it was. And
it's
if
very
you guys
overt
if
with
you guys
that,
need
yeah.
some more information on that, man, go check that out. I believe that's episode 9. We speak about Nipsey Hussle passing away, Game of Thrones premiere,
Feels like forever.
and the mass shooting, guys. And with that being said, we're gonna wrap the checkbox here. Once again, guys, thank you for joining us on this episode. My name is Chec. You can follow the Checkbox at THECHECBOX on all platforms, from Instagram to Twitter to SoundCloud to Apple Podcast and Spotify. All right, you can follow Amber at amb.arie, HP at hpenna730, my guy Alec at Alec with a K _Sergio, and Kenneth here at _ in every color, and your boy at CHEC _7, guys. That was episode 18. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for next week. Holla.